So double action pull. 415. Do another one. 413. Okay. Let's see that single action now. $1.9. All right, let's do one more. 1.9. Damn. Okay guys, welcome to my video. This is my Canik SFX Rival steel frame. This is my primary competition handgun. I started with a Shadow 2 and progressed into this because I wanted a striker fire gun. I love the Shadow 2, but the Shadow 2, I did not like the double action, single action pull. And I felt like there was more reciprocating mass with the slide. So this is what I went with. It's great out of the box. The trigger's good, the striker's good, but there's a few other things you can do to it to make it a little bit better. First of all, I changed the trigger for a Freedom Smith trigger. And then afterwards, I did a trigger kit, which is a couple springs. I went with the Rune Tactical. Rune Tactical makes great products. So I changed the trigger return spring, I changed the plunger spring, I changed the striker spring, and I changed the recoil spring. Currently, I'm running a 14-pound recoil spring on this gun. It seems to work really well with my loads, which is, 320, 4 grains with a 124 bullet. So it's working great for me. Let's see, I'm running the Romeo 3 Max. What came in the box with the Canik, it has different plates for all the different optics, but I ended up going with another product because there wasn't any witness posts. So if I was to take this off and put it back on, basically I'd have to re-zero. You should re-zero no matter what when you take off your optic, but it's not as big of a deal as long as you have the witness posts. So this was actually told to me from one of the shooters at my local club, and I believe the company is Fast Cars. So it's a machine shop, and they machine a plate for this, the Shadow 2, and they have a couple options. But anyways, the reason why I'm here today is one of my friends asked me, how do you change the striker spring and how do you change the plunger spring? So I want to make a quick little video, kind of take the gun apart, and then we'll go from there. So of course, safety check. I don't know if you can see that. Pull the trigger, we're good to go. So as part of the takedown, you got to pull the trigger, then you pull these guys down, pops right off. Well, kind of pops off. So we'll set that aside for now. So now you're just left with your, your field strip basically. So this is my recoil spring right here. So it's a uncaptured recoil spring and a 14-pound recoil spring. So we'll set those aside. These are also from Rune Tactical. Great products, I like that. Go ahead and pop the barrel out. Okay. Now we're left with our field strip. So let me get something to point with. What we're gonna do, we're gonna change, well, we're not actually gonna change it because it's already installed, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to change the plunger spring and then also the striker spring. And I think that should take care of it. I mean, changing the recoil spring is pretty straightforward. So let's get into it. So first we want to start by taking the striker out. So to do that, I use a a flathead screwdriver. There's a little push that you can push back here, and you just depress it a little bit, and then this slides right out. Once that slides out, then your striker is pretty much out, and that'll slide right out. So here's a striker. It's actually a little bit oily, which is not great, but maybe we can wipe it down just a little bit. You don't want to have oil in your striker. That's, that just attracts dirt and causes issues. So you don't want that. So wipe it down. This is like kind of my field strip. So before a match, at least once a month, like I take it apart and just wipe it down, make sure everything's clean. I don't always disassemble it. Just gets like a little bit of like fouling up in the front. So that's the only place I really wipe it down. So kind of to show how to break this down, it's pretty similar to like how the Glocks are set up. So basically push it against the surface. Sometimes it's good, like, use my armor's block. And so that way I can't push down any further. And I will pull down the spring and then take these cups off. So take the 2 cups off. And then once I take the cups off, I have this spring. So this was given to me by Rune, not given to me, I bought it from Rune Tactical. I believe this is the 4-pound striker spring. They make a 6. They might make something smaller than that, which is more for your federal primers. You can take this off completely. I'm not going to do it right now. But basically, there's a little spring right here that is kind of your return spring. So what ends up happening, you get to a certain point where it doesn't come down anymore. So in order to get it to come down, you just slide the spring back a little bit, and that'll give you more wiggle room in order to get it out. But yeah, not really necessary at this point. This is like another time that you can wipe it down, get it all cleaned up. I shot a match with it this weekend, so it's a little dirty. Not really dirty, but a little dirty. So anyways, it's marked red, so I know which one it is. So typically I'll put that down just so that way, if I leave it up, eventually the red will come off. So I just push the red down. So anyways, let's put it back in. So get ready to put my cups in. So maybe 1 cup there, the other one here. I'll go ahead and push it down. That goes in 1 cup. Now the other side, push that in, and you're done. So I don't know if this is in focus, but that way you'll be able to see the cups. It's pretty straightforward, relatively easy. So anyways, set that guy aside. The next move is cool. So this is part of my field strip. So here's your extractor. So your extractor's spring loaded right here. And let's pay attention, because we're going to take this out. Let's pay attention to the way that the plunger is. So basically let's go back to here. Basically, this guy right here is going to ride against this plunger spring, and that is your firing pin block. So basically, this guy, your striker, will not be able to come all the way forward. Well, he's not even going in, so that's great. Okay. Anyways, there we go. Okay. So yeah, he stops right there. And then as soon as this guy gets pushed down, he can go a little further. And that's basically the mechanics of the gun. So anyways, we don't really need that in right now. So the trick to taking this apart, so on this side is your extractor. And then here is the plunger. And so what we're gonna do is there's a little detent pin right here. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna push down. And when we push down, let's see, I'll just do it on camera. So when you push down, the extractor pops out. So I don't know if you can see that. So the extractor just popped out. So now that the extractor popped out, we can go ahead. This is also a good, okay, so don't do what I just did. And I just shot the spring across the room from this detent. So let's see. Yeah, the spring nor the detent is in there anymore. So I'll probably cut the video in just a second so I can go find it. But anyways, so we can take out the plunger now, which is pretty easy. So there's a couple tricks for doing that. Put your finger over it so it doesn't shoot out. The other trick that you can do, I don't know why it's not coming out anymore. Let's see, come on. I might just do that. Okay. So here's your plunger and here's the spring. So Rune Tactical also gives you a new plunger spring. It's just a little lighter, and this is part of what helps with the trigger pull. So pretty straightforward. I'm gonna stop the video for a second and we'll start it back up after I find my detent. Okay, I am back. It was pretty easy to find. Rookie move for sure. So that's part of my amateur gunsmithing, is everything's a rookie move. So I tend to watch a lot of videos, and then from watching videos, I either learn little tricks, or talking to my friends that have similar guns, I learn tricks. So just part of the whole learning process. And I mean, this stuff's not that scary. Just do it, you know, get in there, do it, kind of learn about it. Cause you know, you can't always send your gun away and, you know, wait for 3 months for them to get back to you. So, okay, anyways, here's our parts. We're gonna go ahead and put these back in. So first I wanna start with the detent that went across the room. So this one should not be in as much pressure. So we're gonna start him out. He goes in this hole and we can just drop him in. So that's fine, okay? Next, let's imagine we change the spring and we're gonna drop this guy in. Easy, okay? So now, what do we have left? We have the extractor. So the extractor is gonna go this way. And then we have the spring. The spring is sided, so it's tapered to the top. So here at the top, this is gonna be against the extractor. The fatter side is going to be against the frame or slide. So we'll put that in. Then we go ahead, take the extractor, and see how I kind of have it at like a 45. So that way kind of everything's held in place. So what I do to start is there's a little indentation of where the spring is gonna, you know, be fixed. So I start that here. And let's see. So that starts there. And then I kind of put some pressure against it towards the back. And then now I have to start getting everything else in. So I will typically use a punch. What is this? This is like a 3/32 punch. So I push them down. Oh, it's a little slippery, but you want it like pre-staged basically. And then you just push it down, and then that will allow me to get, now the extractor's almost all the way in. Let's see. Now, yeah, we want to push this guy in too. Make sure the plunger goes in at the same time. And then all you do is you push a little bit harder on the extractor, and then the detent comes up and stops. as part of the extractor. And that is it. There's not really much more to that. So now you can function test it. This guy goes up and down. This guy, I mean, if you push on it, see, he kind of goes down, stays there. To get him to come back up, push down on it, and then he comes back up and he's locked in place. So definitely before you finish assembly, make sure you're pushing down on this so it goes into place. And yeah, now it's safely in place. The only thing left we have is we got to put our striker in. So let's go ahead, slide our striker in. So again, kind of the way that it came apart. So we'll get our little back plate. We'll pre-stage our back plate. Then we can get my flathead screwdriver, push down, and pops right into place. Pretty simple. Make sure we got our function. So put everything back together. Let's slide in the barrel. Then we'll go ahead and put our guide rod and spring back in. And there we go. That's how I do it. Just make sure I'm on the correct ledge. And then drop it on. Let's see. Easy. Nice trigger pull. And then just, let's go ahead and let's do a couple pulls and see what our trigger is pulling at. So I probably have like 4,000 rounds on this gun, maybe more. So it's going to be a little smoother, but by no means is this a lot of rounds through the gun. So it'll probably even lighten up as you go on. So anyways, so make sure it is cocked and let's do a pull. That one, 2.48. Let's do another one. 2.28. And of course, trigger pull, it's kind of subjective. If I pull really, really slow, I can probably, yeah, let's see, like I can get it up to 3.4. But realistically, like in a normal everyday pull, this 2.0. So anyways, it's a great gun. If you have any questions, please let me know. And thanks for watching the video.